Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Shadow Articuno. So we're going to keep the shadows going here, but this time around we're going to be in obviously the Open Ultra League with our legendaries here, and we're not going to be using an all shadow team. We do have Shadow Gramble, but I needed a little bit more of a bulky Pokemon, and Deoxys fit that bill. If we ever get the Shadow in the future, specifically Defense Deoxys Shadow, that's going to be insane. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but would be pretty crazy. Anyways, if you do enjoy the content, please give it a thumbs up. You all have been knocking it out for the last couple of days. Let's go. Let's keep it going here. All right, so we are going up against the Gengar, and we're actually able to get to the Psycho Boost. I couldn't believe it, surviving with about 1 HP here, so that's just perfect, bringing back the Articuno. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Articuno really quick. It's not going to be something you're just going to be able to encounter. You're going to have to wait for Giovanni to come back with it, or some sort of a special event where they bring back the shadows somehow. I don't know. Maybe you can get it through a breakthrough. Who knows? But more than likely, Giovanni rotation again. It was a little expensive. I do have 3 of them, and I already have an Articuno non-shadow in the Ultra League. But I wanted to keep this going here and take a look at what we have going on, because I know they're fun to look at. It was worth the investment. Now, for the first couple of battles, I am going to be using Frost Breath. For whatever reason, I forgot to put it to Ice Shard, but you're probably going to want to go with that. Okay, so we're met with an Empoleon. This is going to be a horrible lead here, so we're going to swap into our Deoxys. What am I going to swap in a Gramble? Not really. And they're bringing in their own Articuno, but it is going to be non-shadow. Going straight for the Thunderbolt here. I am going to be going with Thunderbolt because I just wanted a little bit of... I think I was looking for coverage for water before, and I just kept Thunderbolt because that just works. Alright, getting to another one here, beating them to their next charge move. They did hit me with a Hurricane. They haven't lowered my attack yet, so we're still going to be doing full damage there. Don't think they're going to be able to take... Now, definitely not going to be able to take us out with Icy Wind. But are we going to be able to farm down afterwards? Unfortunately not. And they're actually able to get some farm, but they're not going to be able to get to an Icy Wind. So we're bringing in our Articuno. And we already know they're going to bring in the Empoleon, so we swap into the Gramble. Although they do resist the charm, we're still going to be able to do something here. They swap into their Cresselia, and we just used our first shield. We're not looking great here. If we can drop their defense, that would be great. Then we can... No, they're gonna... Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. Never mind. They already knew. If they used that last shield, we would have been able to make it to a close combat here. Going for a crunch because that's all we can really do. I mean, close combat's pointless. We can try to at least lower the defense and no defense drop, unfortunately. I think if I would have gotten that here, we could have potentially won. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Hitting me with a Hydro Cannon. We shielded up. No more shields left, so no, nothing we can do at this point except for get to the Icy Wind and lower their attack here and see if we can potentially survive this. But again, if we did lower that defense, let's see what happens here. Bringing them down pretty low, I think we could have won. Yeah, if we would have gotten that odd. Every time somebody uses Crunch on me, they always get the freaking defense drop. You gotta love it. Alright, so we have a great lead up against the Nidoqueen here. We're going to go ahead and wait for them to do what they got to do. Swapping into the Wall Rain, we're bringing in our Deoxys to go ahead and go to Counter Town. And Thunderbolt as well. If they're going for Earthquake, you know, look at the damage. I mean, that is hardly anything. You know, it's great. Maybe I should have got off an Icy Wind so we can farm up a little bit easier, but then again, probably best to save that energy here. Alright, they're going to be able to get to an Icicle Spear. Definitely not another Earthquake. And farming them down here. Defense Deoxys still holding it down. We're going to be able to do a lot of damage here. So can we get to 2 Psycho Boosts? Super effective to Nidoqueen. Let's see what happens here. Letting the first one go. Okay, sounds great. Still holding onto their shields there. And they are going to be shielding this one up and farming us down. Super effective with the Articuno, bringing that in, looking great. We're going to let the first Poison Fang go through, I do believe here. All right, if they hit us with a Stone Edge, it would have been a wrap. It would be over. Gramble is just going to get eliminated by that Nidoqueen, right? So we're getting both of their shields. This is great. We still have 2 left. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and shield them up, farm them down. And they're actually going to stay here, which is incredible, letting us get all that energy because they had a Venusaur in the back. Okay, so Articuno is going to be able to put in the work here. It's also going to be able to take out Giratina. You just have to look out for Ancient Power because you're going to be taking a lot of damage from Rock, being a Flying and Ice type. But Articuno is a little bit on the bulkier side, so you can take hits to some degree. Next battle, we're met with a Cresselia. So a lot of these matchups, I honestly, you know... I can go through the sims all day, but I'd rather just test it out on the fields myself. So it's a little new to me here. As long as we're able to lower that attack before they get that first one off, I think we're going to be okay. With the bulkiness that we do have, Future Sight is doing a lot. Okay, it's getting stabbed. That's the hardest hitting psychic move in the game. Well, but you got Psy Strike, right? So what do we want to do? I think we're going to shield this one up here and see if we can farm them down, hitting me with another future sight, and they're swapping into Regirock. So we're down a shield, bringing in our Deoxys to do that counter damage. Regirock is always a solid pick. I vouch for it all the time. One of my favorites. If I had to pick probably 10 Pokemon for the Ultra League forever, Regirock would be on that team. Absolutely. So it is going to be able to spam me here, and I was not paying attention. All of a sudden, we're just getting hit by Stone Edge, Stone Edge, Stone Edge, Stone Edge, and I didn't throw here, and they're going to be able to hit me with another freaking Stone Edge. I should have threw my Psycho Boost, and now we're going to have to waste a shield. Ah, man, this sucks. So they're going to be swapping. We're going for a Psycho Boost just to take them out here or make them use a shield. Unfortunately, they're not doing any of those. And we're going to be bringing in our Articuno to farm them down, bringing back that Regirock. What is in the back here? Highly doubt they're going to shield this up. Just want me to use that energy. It's a Scrafty. So we have Gramble in the back, which this is a wrap. It's all over. So we're going to go ahead and lower the attack, just do our thing because we're locked in here. Bring in the Gramble. As soon as they see it, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's over. Good game. All right, moving it on to our next battle here. What are we going to see? In the lead with the Articuno, folks, a Buzzwole. So we're going to be taking some decent damage from counter because it's just crazy. I wasn't gaining energy here, was I? Felt like it stopped. You know how it's just this game, man. Sometimes it's just so silly. But anyways, we don't need to talk about all that. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with the battle. Going for the Icy Wind. And if I do recall this correctly, they are going to be shielding up both of these here. So that's great to get both of the shields right off the bat. Although we kind of need to play around it. We do have Deoxys, which is going to be taking super effective from the lunge. But we did lower their attack by 2 stages. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Gramble, which is going to resist everything. Going for the lunge, and we have to remember that they do have another lunge ready to go. So we got another Regirock here. This time it is going to be the non-shiny. They both look great. Personally like the shiny. Personally like the non-shiny too. I like the different color rock spots on it. So going for the Thunderbolt. Another reason why I like Thunderbolt too is for this matchup here, actually specifically because of the Rock Slide. It's going to kind of force you to go for the Psycho Boost. You could go for the Rock Slide, I guess, to do a little bit more damage, and then you're just hitting them up with the counter. But yeah, Thunderbolt's great for me here. And again, they get to another Stone Edge. I'm like, what the heck? They undertap here so they can try to play a little mind games, a little farm down. So I swap into my Gramble, and they have a Zarude. That's a wrap. Let's go. We gotta, be careful here. They are gonna be getting that shield. We still have 2, but I mean, no, it's a wrap. When they got Buzzwole, it's over. Fairy. Yeah, this team is weak to Fairy big time. Gramble is gonna be eliminating them here. Going for a lunge, farming them down. And we're going to go ahead and hit that close combat and take the win. So Articuno, if you do have one, yeah, it's worth the investment for sure. It's a good Pokemon. I'm not going to say, oh, it's so horrible. Yeah, it did what it needed to do, and it can take a hit as a Shadow as well. All right, next battle, we're met with a Swampert here. So we're going to want to shield up this first one. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then hit this Icy Wind. They swapped into a Wall Rain. So I think we're going to go ahead and swap into our Deoxys immediately. Yeah, we're looking great. We've already lowered their attack, so what, Earthquake? You saw how much it did last time, and with their attack drop, it's doing barely anything. Let's get it. So we don't want to hit all these bubbles here because we want to farm them down and come out of this with a decent amount of energy. They're going to be able to get off another Icicle Spear, but it doesn't really do much at this point with their attack down. So just tickling the Deoxys while we do have a ton of energy. We are down a shield, but we are up on the energy, so let's see what happens here. Bringing in a Giratina. So I started to think, well, we kind of have this one in the bag as well. Going for the Psycho Boost while holding on to some of that energy on the Deoxys and bringing in the Articuno to take control of the battle here. We're just going to have to let this go because we know that they have energy with their other Pokemon here. So going for the Icy Wind, or they're going to be able to at least spam the hell out of us with that Swampert. So this is why I was holding on to the shield initially. So, oh man, let this go. Now the Gramble's just going to have to take over at this point. Bring in the Deoxys to kind of mess with them, get their last shield. It's not like we really need a shield because we're just going to charm down the Giratina. Simple as that, as well as charming this down here. We need to save the shield for the Swampert. Pretty sure we're going to be able to take a Shadow Ball. At this range, oh yeah, we're going to be fine. And I'm having a blast with this Articuno. Absolutely worth the investment here. So yeah, like I said, if you are enjoying these kind of newer style, I don't know, not really newer, but I'm bringing out a new Shadow every time. Give it a thumbs up. Next battle, we're met with a Drapion, and this is another battle I'm really not familiar with using Articuno here. So we're going to let the first one go. Seeing how much they did, and we're not even at half, we're going to be lowering their attack, and we can let the next one go as well. The only thing we need to look out for at this point is them bringing us kind of low and then sniping us when we do have a good amount of energy here, because we are alive, but they're not going to be able to farm us down quite yet. They are going to be shielding this up though. Their attack is down by 2 stages, but it doesn't really matter what they throw at us at this point. They're going to be able to take us out. So that was pretty close. Unfortunately, not able to just simply farm them down. We're going to have to use a shield here, but that's okay. Can we get to an icy wind before we do go down? And we're actually able to, and it is going to be a Talonflame. So if I am actually able to also get off an Ancient Power on them, that's going to do a lot of damage. Bringing in Deoxys here, we can take a Brave Bird, no problem at all. This is great. And the Shadow Charm damage is going to be doing quite a bit if so happened to need to go up against it with the Gramble. Alright, going for the Thunderbolt, and we're going to be getting their last shield. We still have one left ourselves. And I think we're actually going to call this and let it go. Another Flame Charge. Deoxys is taking the hits. Look at this thing. Going for the Psycho Boost because I am going to be swapping to snipe them with my Gramble right now. And they swap too though. So no snipe quite yet, but they have a Giratina in the back, and well, you already know what's going to take place here. Simply shielding this up. If they got the boost here, it wouldn't really matter. And we're able to charm them down and then go for the close combat. And that's going to be about a wrap. If you did enjoy this Shadow Articuno video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
Ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Touch the cat. This is the best day of my life.